What's up, guys? It's Mandi.
It's Wanda.
I'm Jessie.
And this is a Two Girls, One Bar podcast.
Your strength sport podcast for the girls.
Well, welcome to the podcast. We're really excited because we have Jessie with us today.
Hi.
Do you want to just give a really brief intro of who you are for anyone who might not know?
Sure. My name is Jessie Johnson. I am a photographer, cinematographer, documentarian. I do a lot of stuff with weightlifting, specifically working with sort of like documenting the more like high end of the sport recently, but still also like doing local meets and like hanging out. I just love the community, so anytime I can be around any sort of weightlifting, I'm excited. I also do work with USA Fencing. Gonna start doing some work with USA Cycling, I think.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise I do like portrait photography. I was just anything visual storytelling, except for animation because I'm not very good with that. Yeah. So many facets of Jessie, really. Something.
Do you want to, let's start with how you found weightlifting. What was kind of the path as to like how you found the sport in the first place?
Yeah, so I went to school at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, and they have one of two college weightlifting teams, or at the time they didn't anyway. It was them and lacrosse. And I saw, like the gym was shared by everyone, right? So like the varsity sports were there, but also like club sports, and then just average Joes and Gina's, I guess. Yeah. So I was just in there one day and I was trying to lose weight. I was like 185 pounds at that point. And I saw someone perform a snatch and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And I was like, yeah, I want to learn how to do that. And then the guys over at Whitewater just kind of like took me on, learned very quickly that I was not going to be strong or move particularly well, but I made myself sort of useful, I guess, in that I was I documented the team quite a bit, and stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of like fell into the sport that way.
It's interesting that you're lifting and you're documenting lifting kind of coincided a little bit.
I would say so. I mean, like I learned photography when I was in high school, and I did like the very traditional like only black and white film for a long time, and then like getting into digital and color and stuff like that. But I hadn't like really done much with video. Like I did a film class and we just did like the final project was like make a trailer for a movie that you like come up with in your mind. So that was really fun. But besides, I didn't really have any experience with like filmmaking. And I was like, oh, because I'm also into writing. Like I'm big into storytelling. So yeah, I was like, I feel like this is pretty like this is really interesting. Like the stuff that these guys are doing is really cool. I feel like not enough people know about this. Picked up a little Canon camcorder.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't even have an external mic, and I just started to like. Oh my God! Do you guys know Tram? I'm so sorry.
No, not at all.
So she was a lifter for UW lacrosse.
Wait, actually, sounds familiar now.
Okay.
I was like, is this a software? Is this a person?
It's a person. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a person. And so she was the only other person I knew of that was like filming the sport and like kind of how cool it was. So, yeah, I don't remember how that ties into everything, but she was there too. It was cool.
Yeah.
So what did you study in school? Like,
yeah.
Was that part of like what you were like doing in school, or was like documenting just like literally a side hobby at the time?
Yeah. So I went to school to start with to go into English education.
Okay.
And I was taking like 300 level classes my freshman year. So I was like, I was going to graduate pretty early.
Yeah.
And that path seemed like really figured out. And then weightlifting, so I switched it to kinesiology because I was like, oh, this is fun. I want to like be around sports and weightlifting. And so, yeah, I switched it to health and human performance with a minor in health promotion. So the health promotion thing, I'm kind of like ticking that box a little bit. But other than that, like, it's not at all
what you do now. Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely just like I was an RA at the time too. So I was like, RA. I was like, here's my day in college, right? Wake up, figure out when I was going to train, and then BS. Train, come back, pretend to be an RA, but really like do a lot of research into like biomechanics and things like that. So it was very different than what I had like originally went for.
Yeah. That's so interesting. Weightlifting changes you.
It does. It's very weird, but here we are.
But good weird. But good weird.
Yeah.
What was it like getting into the sport and kind of, I mean, what was kind of your path with, you know, trying to compete, or, you know, you said from the beginning, you're like, I'm not going to be the best at this, but you found a space in the sport and you are still training.
Yeah.
So, and we just saw you compete too, not that long ago.
Yeah.
So
that was so much fun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was so much fun. So what was kind of your path with training and competing?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember my first competition was. I feel like it was just like a Wisconsin state meet.
Yeah.
Probably like 2015, 2016. This Brew City Open, this past one, was actually the first one I competed in. I think I was there for Brew City 1.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was Brew City 1, because I think it was Brew City plus the WSO champ.
Yeah.
Because Wisconsin weightlifting was a little bit smaller. I mean, weightlifting in general was just smaller then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What have I? Okay. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I loved training. I loved feeling like I was like working. My childhood was pretty messed up. Oh god. So like my body's weird.
We can get into it.
Oh god.
I think it's so interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's so interesting.
I feel like it's a way to educate people on, you know,
especially because like people
if
don't
you feel comfortable
know
with it, you know?
Yeah. Okay, well I guess the first thing is that this part I knew about. I was born with a club foot. So it was actually the same sort of thing that Chad Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you notice how one of his legs is like smaller than the other. I have the same thing.
Yeah.
Chad and me, very much I'm just kidding.
Twins,
but he
basically.
did give me a lot of good advice on like opening up that scar tissue and stuff from that surgery. So
Yeah.
thanks, Chad. Yeah, so I was born with a club foot, and throughout my childhood, I was told like I would never be able to like run. I would never be able to like move or like do anything with strength and conditioning. And I sort of believed it up until I was a junior, and I was like, I feel like I want to try. So I got into like running. My running speed is like half as fast as like the average. Like even when I was like trying really, really hard at running, it was like half speed. That was kind of the first inclination that something's not quite right. So a couple things to know about me. I'm intersex, meaning that I have messed up genetics. I'm missing a large chunk of a Y chromosome. That includes the SRY and SPRY. There are a couple genes in there that like make dudes. I'm missing one of those. And likely we can't confirm it. We only have like a really strong, like, this probably happened. I was probably born with an ovary that was removed when I was very young. But my medical records showed nothing. And like for the 90s with intersex people, that's pretty normal. Like they just try to make you fit into like whichever they think is closest to what you're supposed to be. So because of that genetic abnormality, which I didn't learn about until like 2022, I just have a really, really hard time like gaining strength. Like I don't think I've increased my max output in like a back squat or a deadlift since college, when I was like trying to like get strong, you know. Like I did the Shreveport 10s, that program. Oh God, Adam Latella, this man, he had me do that like for a whole year straight. I would do the 10s, 5s, 3s, start over 10, 5, 3, start over 10, 5, 3, and like I got marginally stronger, but like not noticeably. Like my numbers didn't increase. And like now I'm kind of like, I'm still like, don't get me wrong, I'm trying to get stronger. It's just not fucking happening.
The amount you must have got mentally stronger from doing that for a year though. Holy crap.
No, for real. Yeah.
Oh my God. I cannot imagine.
Yeah. So I don't know. My body's weird. So I don't lift heavy at all. My best ever snatch, I think, was 36 kilos. I think my clean and jerk was like 42 or something like that. Which is funny because I prefer clean and jerk, but my snatch has always been like really, really close to my clean and jerk numbers. Best back squat I ever did, I think, was 70 kilos. Felt really good about that. That was a great day for me. Yeah. So, competing, I just like to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good though. I mean, I think too, like everybody approaches the sport so different. So being willing to kind of find how you can participate in the sport in a way that feels really good for you and like creating your own space. I think everybody probably gets a lot of social media pressure if you get into something and all of a sudden you have to compete, or you have to compete at a certain level, or we've talked previously about kind of like the like hazing method of like, you're not a real weightlifter until you cut weight type of a thing. And like, that's just so unnecessary for so many reasons, right? Like but I think a lot of people get in and it's kind of these like these boxes you're trying to tick of like, oh, I've cut weight, I've worn a singlet, and so I think it's interesting for people to hear about just like a different way to be like, you don't have to compete all the time. Yeah. You don't have to cut weight. You can compete to have fun. Like that's important too. You know,
that's kind of my only option. So like,
well, of course, but I think people feel like they have to participate in a certain way. You know, which nobody does.
Yeah. I also feel like because like you're aware of like your medical history, like you don't get frustrated over like what you're incapable or what not incapable of, but like the fact that you can't get stronger or whatever. It's like you've just accepted it, but you still like continue to weightlift because it brings you joy. I would hope, right?
Oh yeah.
But like, I don't know. What
keeps me sane.
Does it make you frustrated? Or
it used to. Okay. Like before I knew what was going on with me medically, it really tore at me. I mean, especially because like I was trying to fit into like male stereotypes and stuff like that. And to like, oh my God, I remember I lived in Texas for a short time. And when I was living in Texas, my then partner started to get into weightlifting. And I was like, this is great. Something we can do for fun together. And like within a week she was like outlifting me by a lot, and I was like, my God, I've been doing this for like fucking, at that point it was 6 or so years. And I was like, this just sucks, this hurts. And I knew there was something wrong. I knew that, like, I have a degree in this shit. Like, I know how it works. I know how to get strong. Like, I've coached people on how to get stronger. I've seen them PR working with me and stuff. And it's like, it just nothing makes, it's like slamming on the gas pedal and nothing is moving.
Yeah.
So I've gotten a lot better at not being so frustrated. But it's still like, it sucks, you know, like I want to be able to, like, I don't know, for me, a really big part about weightlifting, is the community of it. And like, I always thought like your guys' podcast name, like the Two Girls One Bar. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like bar sharing or like sharing a platform. So that's why I always thought it like meant. And so I just really, like, I miss out on, like, you know, sharing a bar with someone, stuff like that, because it's just like, well, I'm gonna be snatching 20 kilos over here. So
we shared a bar.
We did, and that was really, really nice.
Like,
I don't get to do that very often.
I mean, how do you kind of deal with the frustration as it comes? Because I'm sure even though now you have more medical explanation for some of it, you still get frustrated sometimes. Like you said, you still want to share a bar. So how do you approach that when it does happen?
Just do it. Just lean into it. I don't know. Like, it's nice because more often than not now, because I like train like at alone, like either in my garage or at Crunch Fitness. Shout out Crunch. And most of the time when I'm training with other people, I'm training with like the team I'm affiliated with, right? And that's really great because they're all very supportive. They know what's going on with me. So that's really nice. But it's mostly just like, don't get embarrassed. Everything's fine. You're lifting like literally an eighth of what like Maddie or Nadia is lifting. Just like, it's fine. Just don't, like, you're just doing your best. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like comparing yourself to Maddie on the extra is very like the extreme end for anyone. You know what I mean? So at
it's
the
not
end of
even
the day,
like comparing. It's just like being like, I feel like I shouldn't be taking up space on that platform. You know?
Yeah.
So it sucks, but
I think it's also like, I mean, we always have that like sense of like comparison with other people, but it's like literally no one cares other than yourself. You know what I mean? It's like just like having that like subtle reminder, like regardless of where we are too, and like lifting, like dropping in a new gym, or like, I don't know, just like even my friends here at Milwaukee Barbell, I'm like, oh crap, they're catching up to me. But it's like, I don't care. I shouldn't care. Or it's like, So
yeah, I mean, we all feel that. We all feel comparison. I mean, I've been coming back from my quad tear for about 15 years now. No, not actually. But it's hard to compare. Like, you compare against yourself, you compare against others. Like, that always kind of exists in our brain, I think. But I don't know. It is about the community. You know? I mean, like, that's why we're doing this podcast. That's why we do a lot of the things we do, is to tell the stories and like be in the community is so special in weightlifting and strength sports, like all sports of course, but strength sports are just different to me in some strange way, you know?
I feel like a lot of it has to do with the individuality of the sport, and like that's the individuality happens in all sports, but like strength sports, the way what you do for training is what you do in competition. Like, even if you're like strongman, or if you're like powerlifting, weightlifting, like the movements you're doing in training are what you do in competition. So there's no deviation from like your goal, like what you're doing. You're not like doing drills or things like that. Like, you're snatching, you're clean and jerking, you're trying to get your squat up, you're trying to get your pull up. Like, I feel like that level of repetition of like, you got to be a little criminally insane to
Yeah.
be a strength athlete, I feel. And the kind of personality it takes is very fascinating to me.
Well, this is probably not completely correct, but I have said it to her. I'm like, very like A-type people or people who are a little nuts love strength sports.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to be a little obsessive with the details, whether it's you're on the side of you love to figure shit out, like you love the like analytical, like figure stuff out, the little nuances of it, or you're just nuts enough to be like, let's do this 5 million times until I get better at it. You know, I think there's you kind of get both ends of that spectrum of, you know, and maybe you're a combo of the two types. That could be said too, but I really feel like there's at least a piece of one of those things within anybody in strength sports.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's like the hyperfixation.
Yes, because you are just doing the same movements over and over.
Yeah, because like
I think it's got to be a little neurospicy to be in. Specifically weightlifting, I feel.
Yeah. I think the other thing that I notice, and probably even more so the more we do this podcast, is everybody just has some shit, right? Like everybody's got some trauma that they're dealing with, some like different, whether it's, you know, self-confidence or things that have happened in the past, and you kind of bring it to something where you get to be a little aggressive. Yeah. And that's not necessarily always something that we have the opportunity to be, or where it's appropriate in public to be. And so we get to come into this space where we do get to be a little bit aggressive and commanding of ourselves and choose what we're doing with our bodies. Like I think that there's a lot of commonalities between people in strength sport and that as well.
Yeah.
That's what we found, at least, or I've always felt that. But
bringing that dog energy.
Got a little of that dog in you. So competing, you keep doing, you know, videography, some photography. Talk to us a little about this path with your career. I mean, you've now created an entire career of media and freelancing, but how did it go from shooting some weightlifters
at your little club,
at your little
club,
at your
university club,
at your university club, to what it is now?
I don't know.
It's all networking.
Yeah, I owe a lot of what I've been able to do, like in the sport, and the way that I tell stories, and the way, like, my visuals and things like that. I owe so much to Amy Everett. I think it was, I mean, like, I was telling you guys earlier about the first national competition I went to film, where I wasn't just filming whitewater. Because the first one I actually went to was 2017. I think it was just nationals. Yeah, it was nationals in Lombard, like just outside of Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh man, it used to be nice when they were in the Midwest, wasn't it?
I know.
God.
Do it again, please.
Seriously.
Do it again. We miss it.
Oh, just don't put it in the wintertime, so everyone hates us.
It was like winter in Milwaukee, winter in
It was so cold.
They also
finals,
always say
right?
Chicago, and then it's in Lombard, and people get mad.
I know. Lombard's like 50 minutes away.
Yeah, seriously. You can't even really consider that a suburb, in my opinion. Yeah.
Powerlifting nationals they did the same thing next year for USAPL. It's Chicago, and it's
like
in
Lombard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a nice convention center, right? I think that's what it is. But
there's
like,
got to be a few in like Chicago.
There are definitely more convention centers.
It's just, I get it, it's expensive, whatever. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, I guess like Chicago suburbs is nice because you have like the metro or the Metra that like runs to all like the suburbs.
Yeah.
But that's all we got going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Milwaukee, 2018. There it is. Okay, sorry. That was the first competition where I was like, I'm gonna just kind of like film the people I like and like take photos of the people I like. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time I saw, and I learned of Greg and Amy when I was in college, and I really looked up to both of them because they were in like a Barbell Shrugged episode. I was big into Barbell Shrugged. I was a huge fan. Mm-hmm. And they did this like documentary on Mike Bergner and stuff like that. And so obviously Amy was huge in that. So I've just always been a really big fan. I loved how emotional like she was towards the sport. Well, she still is towards the sport. Like there's so much raw, authentic emotion there, and I was drawn to it immediately. So I just started to like photograph her and her athletes, because then like in Milwaukee I did a little bit, and then in Lombard for junior nationals / Pan Am trials of 2019, 2019. It would have had to have been 2019.
Yeah, 19.
She was coaching quite a few folks there at Pan Am trials, and I just like started to film them and photograph them, and Amy kind of just took on to the way that I photographed people and the way that I was more interested in like what's happening in the background, like what's going on behind the curtains of the big competition stage. So I guess we just became friends, and then she started hiring me to do stuff for her, stuff for Catalyst. And yeah, I mean, like so much of what I do now is because she had a lot of faith in me and trusted me to like show her athletes and herself in like a good light. And not even necessarily a good light, but just like show them as they are. And like, I don't know, I like to think that she saw how much I cared about telling or like showing what's going on for real, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would say, I mean, there's weightlifting media in general is growing, right? Like think of, we were just at finals. There's so many more of us than there were years ago, right? And that's great because it means there's more people in the sport. There's more people wanting to capture those moments in the sport. There's more storytelling happening about the sport. Like all of that is great. I think that when you put all of us, anybody who takes photos in weightlifting media, I think it is very easy to pick out. Jessie took that. Mm-hmm. I think you can so easily spot, like if you put a bunch of photos out, I bet I could pick out which ones were yours. Because I think there is a very specific, like, feeling, aesthetic, like you're capturing of kind of like you described, like just the raw emotion of what is actually happening versus, you know, trying to capture the perfect, like what others would deem the perfect moment. And you're great at capturing the perfect in between sometimes too. And again, I think stylistically too, I think we can probably, I mean, Wanda probably could too. I think we could easily pick out, like put a lineup of photos out, and I probably could pick out which ones you took.
Actually, earlier today, it was like Jessie Stemmo. She like posted whatever on Instagram, and I was like scrolling through. I was like, I bet Jessie took that.
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh, was it the one of her hugging Jen?
Yeah. I was like,
I love that
Jessie took that one. Yeah.
God, I was telling her about that. Like because Jessie and I hang out pretty frequently, and the last time I saw her, this was just after finals, and I'd sent her that photo, and it was one of those images where I was taking it on a film camera, so I had to I was shooting it on a Canon T90, 50 millimeter f1.4 for all you nerds, and I was shooting Ultramax, and I was pushing it to 1600. Don't do that. It does not like to be pushed to 1600. But anyway, I was sitting behind the stairs that people walk up to, and Jen had I think she had nearly made, just barely made, her last, I can't remember what lift it was, I'm sorry, but turn the camera because I know that they're probably gonna hug, and Jessie's smile, I was telling her, that was one of the most authentic smiles I've ever photographed. And in the moment when I clicked the shutter button, I was like, great. I'm done for this competition. I've done my job. I can leave happy. And I don't remember why I said that. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well,
that's right.
Brought up your style.
That's so crazy to me. That means a lot that my photographs like stand sort of like on their own 2 feet, I guess. But wow, sweet. I didn't know that.
You're so humble.
I know. Yeah.
I just exist and
I would highly doubt that we're the only two that could do that. I think there's probably a lot of people in the sport, if they have been involved in a way where they have like seen, photos and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of people that could probably pick your work out of a lineup. Yeah.
Sweet.
In a good way, like it's awesome.
Well, I hope so. Shit. I was sitting here like, ooh, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. In a terrible way.
No. Like, I'm just emphasizing, like, I think people could easily pick it out of a lineup because of the amount of emotion it conveys and your style, and not just because you're shooting film, right? Like, it's because of the other stuff. Yeah.
I would like to know more about your new gig with US Fencing. Like, is that similar? Because I know, like, you kind of do, like, the freelance stuff with, like, USA weightlifting, like, hiring, or people hire you out for, like, content. So, like, what's, like, fencing doing with you?
USA Fencing. So I actually filmed a couple of commercials that are airing right now on CNBC.
They're so good.
Oh, thank you so much.
They're so good.
I really appreciate that. That was, like, my whole month of October was producing those, editing them, and getting them to a point where I felt comfortable with them being broadcast. But yeah, I'm just freelancing, I guess, but I'm like working more directly with the organization, which I'm a huge fan of. I think Phil's doing a great job of like understanding how to build out a media ecosystem within the federation. And I think this is a really good way to do it. So I'm working with Matt and Sid from 6 for 6, and they're going to be filming with me going into Junior Olympics. But yeah, like, it's a very... Phil like wanted me to be part of USA Fencing and like film in that ecosystem, and I'm really grateful because everyone in fencing that I've met has just been incredible. But yeah, that's kind of... Did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it's super cool. I just wanted to know more about it.
I think can you tell people just a little bit more about what your life looks like as a freelancer who's doing all this different sports media? Like, what does that look like? How many projects are you doing at a time? Obviously you did Final Attempt, so like there's really big projects you're working on, as well as going to meets, doing kind of smaller scale things. What does that look like for you?
Excuse me. It looks like a lot of running around. I don't know. It just, to me, it's like normal life. So it's hard to like, basically like I keep a very loose calendar and I base my life off of the events I need to be at. And I've lived that way since 2019. So that's like the big answer. It's just like my life revolves around the events that I work at. But yeah, I mean, like, other than like the events and like doing stuff with the Final Attempt World Studio, and like the sort of like stuff I was doing at AO finals, stuff I do at like local competitions, because I still do that stuff when I'm asked to. But besides that, it's like just picking up like some local gigs. Like, so I used to be a coffee roaster, and the True Coffee Roasters, excellent coffee. Go there. I don't have a discount code. I'm sorry.
We're not sponsored.
Yeah, no. But yeah, like, so I do a lot of work with them, and take photos of their team and stuff. Like tomorrow, actually, I have a portrait shoot with their whole team. So
Fun.
Awesome.
yeah, I'm really excited about it. It won't be on film. The turnaround has to be too quick.
Yeah.
I'm sad. Yeah, it basically just looks like finding work and trying to pay rent and feed my baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about Final Attempt? I mean, a gargantuan of a project.
Yeah, it ate my life.
Yeah. Can you, I don't even know what to, feel like I don't even know what to ask to begin with.
What was the timeline?
Started filming in earnest Pan Am's of 20, it was in Bogota. Was that 2021 or 2022? It would have had to have been 2022 because 2021 was the year of 2 Pan Ams. 2022. That's when we started filming in earnest. Yeah. So that was that, like, basically the last competition I like sold like actual services at was Nationals of 22 in Las Vegas. And after that point, my whole life revolved around shooting the Final Attempt and like trying to tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was, don't get me wrong, it was amazing, but it ate my life. Like, I don't remember a lot of like those 2 years. Like, I remember the events I was at and like the time a little bit before and a little bit after. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And I just had to take a little bit of a hiatus after that. And getting back into like shooting AO finals and Masters Nationals this year was really nice. And like getting back into like low stakes, like people having fun and just photographing that and documenting those things has been really good. And also I'm very excited to like get back into the swing of things and start filming for the next quad. But yeah.
How did the project come about? What were kind of some of the mechanics of it?
Yeah, so Will Fleming was obnoxious about it. That's like that's, I'm joking. Yeah. But he wanted me to start filming this right after, well, actually no, it was before Tokyo, I think, that he like first came up with the idea because he had just gotten married as a lifter. And then after Tokyo, it was like, Paris, last time there's gonna be weightlifting, guys. This is it. No more. Yeah. And so God damn it. Sorry. I'm just so I finally said yes, but I brought someone else into the project that I was like, I feel more comfortable if I had like a second person, like a co-director. And so we just started filming. And does that answer your question? Is that the timetable? I mean, I don't remember much.
No, it's totally fine. I guess I'm more curious about like, you know, the storytelling I think is so distinct in the way that things are told. Like, how did you, I mean, because you don't really know everything that's going to happen, right? Like, you have no clue what's coming up. Everything was up in the air. And so how do you plan for that? How did you plan those episodes? How the hell did you do any of it is more like what I'm curious about, you know? Like, it was such a big project. And
to me, it was never about like what the final outcomes were going to be. Mm-hmm. It was always about what's happening in this person's life. Like, what is happening that makes the outcome what it is, you know? And I struggled the first couple episodes because I thought that everyone wanted to just see like the weightlifting. And then I remember Qatar. I couldn't go to Qatar for some reason. And so that episode I had to like piece together with stuff that was happening like in the States. And it was my favorite episode because like I actually got to explore the personalities and like what's driving these athletes to do this crazy ass thing, right? So from that point on, I was like, I kind of don't give a fuck what happens on the platform. I just want to like, it was a lot more of like, tell me about what's going on in your life. Like, how are you feeling? How are these things affecting you? Like, and like, especially once we learned that Paris wasn't going to be the last, like that was huge. Like that disrupted not only the project, the whole point of the project was this is the last one.
Yeah.
And it's like, just kidding.
Yeah.
So
and we're back.
Yeah, exactly. But it was for me, it was always more about like what was going on in people's lives, but I didn't press record for those things. And then like after the third episode, when I had to like fill the space with something other than weightlifting, I was like, oh cool, people do actually care about this.
Yeah.
So
I need to do a rewatch.
Yeah.
I think my favorite episodes were also like, was it Haley's letter at the end? And then I don't remember her name.
I mean, I think it stood out to me when more of that stuff started to get added in, because I think, and I can obviously only speak personally, but to me in strength sports, and this is, I feel like partially why I like strength sports, obviously close to our hearts. This is why we started the podcast for strength sports, is we don't hear those stories. Like we don't learn about the people when you have, people who are obsessed with Michael Jordan. People know about his family, his life, his everything. Same thing, Michael Phelps, like all these other sports, like we just learn so much about these people that you feel like you get to know them. You're so invested in their athletic career. You want them to be successful. And I feel like some of the sports that don't have, there's not 12 medals to fight for, 15, there's not as much attention on the athletes and the storytelling and their lives and how hard they're working. So that stood out to me because, again, I just feel like stories are not being told, and there's such amazing stories to tell. And again, these like smaller sports per se, like when you, in the sense of the Olympics with the number of medals we can win and all of those types of things, I feel like we don't pay as much attention to those sports. And that for me, that was what really stood out, is like, okay, now we're taking the sport, obviously a sport that I love, but we're taking this sport that like people don't even know exists, and starting to tell the stories of the athletes who are putting us on the board at the Olympics. I thought that was just really special.
Yeah. And especially for me, like the women in USA weightlifting, I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I feel like there's a really good way for the women of the sport to have a very positive outcome for the health and well-being of women in general. And being able to like share the stories of strong women is so important. It's like I'm so immersed in the sport that I forget that like being strong is not like a common thing. It's like, I mean, I'm not strong either, so, but like it's like the pursuit of strength is not like a common thing. And so the like health promotion side of me is like, you can be strong, you can work towards gaining strength, that's okay, that's fine, in fact it's fucking awesome.
Like you touching a barbell is not going to turn you to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
You can try as hard as you want to,
and it still won't happen.
I promise. For me, that's, I think, I mean, like, especially having a kid now, and like, I just want to, strength is okay. Strength is good. Strength is like, not being, it's okay to like be strong, to be bigger, to be like a human that can move things. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're kind of backsliding a little bit. I feel like socially, especially, into like skinny is good. I'm like, fine, yeah, sure, skinny is fine, but like also, you know, strength, big, good.
It's like also just funny because it's like our parents, like their generation is like, you gotta be like sit in this little pretty box and be very like presenting and like be really quaint, but it's like nowadays it's like you go to the gym, I'm very like, oh, like I don't like, you know what I mean, like
oh yeah, brother.
Exactly. Or it's like, well, I mean, that's like the persona I had to take on going to the gym for the first time by myself, not knowing exactly what to do. It's like really trying to own the space, which has definitely helped with like the whole self-confidence and like that shift in mindset. So I think just like us being more, well, us in strength sports, and then also providing that mentor role, or like that visual that like it's okay to not fit in this box that our parents have like forced us to. For sure.
I think that's huge. And now society's trying to push you back into that box too. Guys, we were doing so good. What happened?
It is really interesting to see it. You know what's really interesting to me too is like we're seeing that at the same time as like physical Asia is like a phenomenon. So you're physical Asia is like kind of starting to go viral online. If Netflix you would like me to preach the gospel of physical Asia to you, I will.
Maybe
but
after
like
pod.
not
I don't
not
think
here.
I have the brain space for that right
so
now.
like, you know, societally we're seeing, you know, skinny online, you know, lots of celebrities losing a ton of weight, and like all of this is celebrated. There's so many reasons, right? We're kind of seeing like opposing viewpoints. It's so interesting. The thing I also forget is because we are immersed in strength sports, I'm still seeing a good amount of like women who are like, yes, let's be fucking strong, let's do this. But I'm seeing that because that's
your algorithm.
That's what I've created for myself, and it's the little like world that I live in that I've made for myself. So I do think it's really important for us to remember to push beyond that, whether it's like mentorship or helping young girls or women or whatever that is, because we might see more of it, but that's because we're immersed in it. We've chosen to be immersed in it. So there's definitely a lot of work to be done on that side for sure.
I agree.
What is next? Like what's coming? I know you mentioned something about the next quad.
So we being me, Mark, and Will have we want to do it again, run it back, but this time also include the men. So that's our goal. That's what we're trying to do. And we're going to be starting a nonprofit. I think we need to file paperwork and stuff yet. Like Mark has been incredibly busy this year, and also like everything is just the shifting landscape of everything. So we're working on it, but we're probably going to be we are going to be starting a nonprofit to fund the next iteration. We don't know what it's going to be called yet.
That is a process. Also
kill me. I mean, like, thankfully we have the person who's hopefully going to be our president has so much experience in nonprofit work, and they are ready to like get involved, which I'm very excited for. But you know, we just have to like gather the troops and like get paperwork signed and stuff. So it's a lot.
Is there a way for people who are excited about this next iteration to be ready to support, do something, wait patiently?
You can definitely wait patiently. That's a thing you can do. We are going to be working towards getting a what's it called, a tax deduction thingy. So like when you like give money, it's like tax deduct. So we're working on that. I think it can be retroactively applied, but I would say just wait. Just hold on, because I suck at numbers and taxes and I don't want to deal with it. So, yeah, be on the lookout, I guess, for when that... We thought we were going to start it, like, in the summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We put out, like, if you look on Nerd Studios Instagram page,
yeah,
we were like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then we hit this huge roadblock. And it's not in the team or anything like that. We just hit this big roadblock, and we had to put a pause on things for a bit. And so, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. Are you willing to share like some of like what goes into it? I mean, I think people probably have watched the final attempt, but people have no concept of, you know, how much it costs to create something like that. Yeah. So I think it would be important for people to know that it's not like,
oh, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap to do that.
Yeah. And like when I'm on these trips, it's like, oh, you're going to like Thailand, you're going to Bulgaria. It's like, guys, I'm sitting in a hotel and then I'm going on a bus and then I'm going to the competition venue and I'm there until like 10 p.m. and then I take a bus back. I get a little bit of food and I sleep for like 4 hours. Like it's a thing. So apart from like just the physical like work on the ground while you're like at those competitions, like you have to factor in hotels, and oftentimes with these international competitions are like 2 weeks long in some cases. Like it adds up when like a night at a hotel is like $100 to $150, and then flights like are super expensive, especially when you're flying to like Thailand or Saudi Arabia, like China next year, like and now it's even going to be more expensive because of the media rights associated with the IWF. Yeah. And I don't know enough about that to get into it. I just know that
I was kind of curious how that worked, only because through Weightlifting House I know a little bit about like that kind of stuff. But
it's insanely expensive. And like, so for the final attempt anyway, like I would go film and then I would like after the competition wrangle up the rest of the interviews I need to get and then start like piecing the story together based on what happened at that competition. So it would just be like weeks of me staring at a timeline and trying to like flesh it out. And sometimes that didn't happen until like I had an interview where someone said something and I'm like, oh,
now it makes sense.
Now it comes together and everything can like work. And it's even if it's just like one person answers one question I had, it like forms a story for other people, if that makes sense. Not that like their influence had like something to do with the other people. It's just like the context of, because it's all so intertwined. Like when Kate was saying, like this is on my mind a lot because I think about it very frequently. There was a part of, I think it was the last episode or the second to last episode, where Kate was talking about how like she's okay with being done and stuff like that. And then I cut to Olivia Reeves like, here's my gold medal and here's where I keep all my gold medals. Look at all this gold medals. So I that framed for me like the entire last episode basically of just like we saw people come to terms with the fact that they weren't going to go to the Olympics and like what life looks like for them now. And for Kate that looked like retiring, and for her to say like I'm fine with that while Olivia's like, look at this. Not like she's not like boastful or anything, but like just that sort of back and forth like really influenced the like last episode especially. Did that answer your question? I honestly can't remember what question.
Well, somewhat. And I think too like how one, I wanted people to realize it's expensive to do all this stuff.
It's so expensive.
I think real expensive. Also, I guess my last question kind of pertaining to final attempt, I don't know if you have any, but I am curious if you have ideas on how you might approach it differently since you guys are planning to film both the men and the women.
Yeah, I don't know about differently.
Yeah.
I think it would just be, I have a harder time relating to men. Like I have a harder time like getting authentic responses and stuff from men. So that will be a challenge for me. Luckily I've like put a lot of work into like, here are the people we think are going to be part of this thing, and like getting to know them, talking with them, and like getting them comfortable with at least like opening up about some things. And that process has gone pretty well. And then also for me, it's just been a lot of like digging into my artistic abilities. Like I've been kind of silent on like social media, I feel like, since the final attempt. And a lot of that's just because I'm like learning. Like I'm trying new things. I'm like, there's so much work that goes into developing a visual style, and there were so many things in the final attempt that I wanted to do, but I didn't have either the skill set or the time to figure out the skill set. So I'm like, am I answering a question?
Yeah.
Okay,
just
good.
like how you're thinking
Yeah.
of going forward with this next
how will it be
iteration.
different? Yeah, a lot more intention. This is something that I've like really, especially since I like stopped filming like weightlifting almost entirely for a while. And it was because I lost intentionality in what I was doing. And I can only I have a really good illustration for this. There was, for the commercial I was filming for USA Fencing, we were doing a shoot inside of Badger Fencing Club. Shout out Brian, I love you guys. Badger Fencing Club, and it was like 9:30 at night. I was working with an athlete who's also in college, who's also working at Walgreens, who like their life is chaotic, right? And I shot this last scene of her like looking up, and I was like rushing through it. I was like, we just need to get this shot ticked off the like, and I pulled it into my editing software, and I was like, I hate this. I hate how this looks. There's like nothing I can do to this to make it look good. And it was just because like I didn't take the time to set up the light the way I really wanted to. I didn't take the time to find the right focal length that really brought out like the emotion I was trying to pull from her. And then luckily I was able to do a reshoot. And I was able to like set up the light how I wanted to. I was able to get her to like tap into a little bit deeper of an emotion, right? So a lot of it is just like approaching everything with so much more intention, and like being okay with being slow to set things up, which you guys got a little bit of a taste of today. Of like, I was just like, I think I was in this corner for like a good 30 minutes or so getting all this set up.
Or even like our little photo shoot today, it was very intentional.
But I think, I mean, I think intentional rather than slow is the right phrasing for it, though. You know what I mean? It's, you're creating something on purpose.
Yeah, and that's okay. That is exactly what I'm trying to get at. Like everything I touch, everything I do, I want to do it with 100% of my abilities. And if I'm just like trying to, I feel like I'm constantly racing against people's expectations for how fast something should go. I'm autistic, in case you didn't know, so I operate just a little bit slower than most. But like I'm constantly worried that I'm not like moving at the same speed that people need me to be, and I'm just getting okay with the fact that like things are gonna move a little bit slower. But it'll look good, I think. Maybe.
I mean, art takes time. Like art takes time, and everybody's pace is different. And again, like it's the intentionality and the purpose. And I mean, even when I take photos, I think I text Wanda 50,000 times of like, oh my God, I wish I could deliver this faster. I think people want things faster. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? How many text messages she has from me over the past 2 weeks since
I'm
finals.
like, dude, you're chill.
And she's like, stop doing that.
seriously.
We all do it to ourselves a little bit, but again, I think that intentionality and the purpose behind it, it does show, you know what I mean? Like it shows in the work. And I think people can see it, and it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah. I think that's why I really enjoy shooting film now too. And like, instead of shooting digital, it feels more tangible. Like I look back at the photos I took at AO finals, and like the digital ones, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I see all the film ones, even if they suck, I'm like, this feels real. Like I can feel this photograph.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just because I personally like the look of film more, or if it's like, I think a lot of it does have to come down to like, I can't just like press the shutter button and like have hundreds of photos
and options and stuff.
Yeah, it forces like shooting film, and like, oh my God, shooting film forces me to like really only click the shutter when I'm ready to. Yeah, which I'm thankful for. But also when I was like doing all the digital stuff from finals, I was like, it took me less than 10 minutes to go through someone's like whole catalog of photographs and like deliver their stuff, because I was just like, I shot how I wanted everything to look in camera. Yeah. I only clicked the shutter button when I wanted to. Yeah. And it was just super easy. Like I didn't really edit any of my photos. Yeah. Like, this one looks good. Click. You know what I mean? Like and every part of what I'm doing now, I just try to approach it like it's film. Like I have one chance to get this right, and if I fuck it up even a little bit, people will be able to see it. And it's not even like people, it's like I'll be able to see it. And that just eats me alive.
Yeah, I love that though, the intentionality. It is easy, like you hear someone just like hold the shutter down, and like
and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's cool moments too, absolutely. But like being more intentional, like it's a challenge in itself to slow down when everything is like fast, take a million photos. Yeah. I tried really hard to challenge myself a little, because people do love like the sequence photos and all of those things. Like all of that is really cool and really fun. Yeah. But I challenged myself at finals to be like, okay, you can only take this many photos in the next, like to try and like, because you have to, it forces you to like notice things. To me, I feel like I notice things differently, rather than like, I'm just going to capture everything. Yeah. I'm an overshooter, over deliverer to begin with. Like it's just my like people pleasing want to like do more for people, or for them to have just like as many memories as possible from this moment. I think there's that desire, but to like see it through like my eyes and how I'm seeing and how I'm observing things, I think I forget that a lot. So it's a good reminder to listen to you, even for me, like to stop and be intentional, and that's okay.
Yeah. And that's why I think every photographer should shoot film. Not like all the time, unless you want to, in which case, cool, I'm with you. But I think it's really important for especially new photographers in this day and age, where like you lay on the shutter button and you can blow through like 200 photographs in less than 3 seconds. Like it's so important to learn. I think it's important to learn how to shoot with intention. One, for like not using up all of your hard drives on like photos that will never see the light of day. But also just for, I don't know, maybe this is like me idealizing a bit, but like for the love of the game, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, like challenge yours. I'm not trying to sound like, but challenge yourself to like only press the button when you want to, when you see something that you want to capture, and not just like, I feel like I should get this. Yeah. You know? So. Yeah. I like it. Thanks. Do you want to do some rapid fire?
I gotta think of some on the spot, but yeah, sure.
Should do it. I think it's fun.
Buckle up. Okay, cool. I don't have to think. I just have to say words.
Okay, so when's your favorite time to train?
My favorite time to train is around 2 p.m.
That is so, like right after lunch?
Yeah.
What would you typically have for lunch?
I still I make myself like protein cereal. This is
Okay, with like
I make whey protein and
Yeah.
then I put like a little bit of Cheerios.
Okay.
It's good. Oh, and if I'm feeling it, a little bit of like melted peanut butter on top.
Oh, nice.
Guys, game changing.
Nice.
It's so good.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
I can't eat
Interesting.
cereal, but it sounds really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's rough.
What's your favorite utensil?
Spoon.
A spoon.
Spoon, yes. I'm
even a
very
spork?
autistic about it too.
Okay, tell us why.
That was maybe a little off the cuff, but so like, there's like, I don't know if you're on Tism TikTok or if you're on Tism Instagram,
I'm
it's
not.
fine. So there's
Not a part of
very
my algorithm.
specific size and shape of spoon. If it's not that shape and size, I have a really hard time using it. And
Okay.
I'll do it, but spoons. I don't really like forks or knives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of one? I gotta think.
Do you like sweet or savory more?
Sweets.
Sweet. What's your
Chocolate.
favorite place that you've traveled to for weightlifting?
That's a good one.
I think Rome, but not because it was like in Rome, but because of the relationships I was able to like kind of cultivate there and
Yeah.
like really find my space within like international weightlifting. If that makes sense.
Ooh, what's your favorite camera to use?
My favorite camera to use, well, now it's the Pentax 6x7. The first Pentax 6.7. I love it. Otherwise, I like shooting all my cameras. I don't know. Like,
How many do you have?
okay, so I've got 3 here today. No, 4, because I have the T90 too. So I have 4 cameras with me. And then I have AE1 and QL17 that I use. I have others that I don't use. But those, so I have, was that 6?
Yeah.
6. Yeah, I have 6. I got rid of a few too. I challenged myself because when I got the Pentax 6.7, I was like, I need to get rid of a couple of these.
Yeah.
So I gave one to Jessie. It's a little Canon Auto Boy 2. Her and Nate have a really good time with that one. I can't remember the other camera I had. Canon Elon 7E. That was my first Canon film camera.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'm out unless you have another.
And a bucket of old cameras.
And a bucket, yeah. Okay, crazy.
We had this conversation the other
Yes,
day.
I saw this. Someone was selling a lot being like,
In a bucket.
yeah,
Like a
of,
5-gallon pail.
pretty much,
Like a Tupperware. Yeah.
yeah, of Polaroids, like vintage Polaroids. Like some of these are from like the 50s, and they're all in pristine condition. But I bought them for like $60, like the whole thing. And I've looked up some of these, and they're like each worth like $100-$120.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sell a few of those to buy more film or something. Or actually, no, I'll do something with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 6 cameras that I use pretty frequently.
Yeah. Okay, I have one last question. If you had to pick one moment within filming Final Attempt, like one moment that you felt was the most impactful for you personally, what would it be?
I'm choosing my words very carefully.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you my second favorite, or my second most impactful, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because the first impactful, we would get into like another probably 30-40 minute conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think we have time.
Yeah.
The second most impactful, I think, was driving around Georgia, like Atlanta, with Kate. And like that interview, just kind of like in her car, she's driving around. It just felt very personal, and I feel like that was the best like interview I had with her, for sure. Not saying like her other interviews were bad. It's just like we'd gotten to a point, because I was like towards the end of the whole thing that like become pretty comfortable with each other and like felt okay to like, you know, just talk. And I put a huge emphasis on like trying to make sure people feel comfortable to like say what they want to and say what they need to say. And know that like I will not put anything out there that they don't want shared. So for me, that was like the fact that like we came to that point of trust was really, that meant a lot to me. So I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
Well, let people know where they can follow you and follow upcoming adventures so that they can keep an eye on for the nonprofit and for anything in the future.
Cool. Yeah. I almost said barbell stories, but that's no longer my Instagram handle. My Instagram handle now is, I think, jessie.b.johnson. It's either dots or underscores. One of them's my personal account I don't use. But if you just search barbell stories, it'll probably show up. Barbell. And then Knurled Studio. That's where everything with documentary wise is going to be ending up. So check that out. Also, follow Mark House and Will Fleming because they'll also be putting out stuff about it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm also on Threads if you want some spicy political takes.
I love Threads. I love Threads so much.
Dude, I say some shit on Threads I don't say on Instagram.
I love Threads.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Threads is my happy place.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you for giving us your time.
Of course.
And doing all of this.
Dude,
you guys,
for real.
this is gonna be like the best, probably the best sounding, the best looking.
I really hope
we
it sounds good.
apologize.
I didn't check the audio actually.
Yeah,
So it could
I mean,
be shit.
Well, it's not like we normally have a super high quality like so
Okay,
you don't
yeah,
have, you don't have to go up too many levels to like
Yeah.
make it sound great.
Fair,
So
okay.
we just appreciate you
Appreciate
so
you
much.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.